Today we're going to attempt to replace the track lighting here in the living room. I have no idea how long this is going to take. It might be a one-shot deal tonight. It might be a 2 or 3 part series. I have never worked with track lighting in any capacity before, so we're going to be learning as we go along. And I'm sure we'll get the people that like to rage in the comments box because I didn't get a doctorate in track lighting and stage this before filming to make it look like I know everything. So if that's the kind of video you want, this is not the channel for you. We'll get it done. We'll get it done correctly. But how long it'll take and what goes on between then and now, that I can't tell you. So this room was built by a team of individuals that are either not the best or didn't care about the job. There's a lot of things wrong with this room, and I'm sure that the electrical is going to be weird in some way or another. I have absolutely no idea how it routes. I know that the switch is here. Oh, that's the living room. This the kitchen. This is the living room here, and there's two wires here. One is for the front and one's for the back. I combined it here so I could add a 3-way for my kitchen light, but I think I'm going to change it back and add just a 4-gang box instead. But anyways, so there's 2 different feeds. I have no idea if it starts over there, or whatever, so we're going to have to figure that out as we go. We're going to be pretty cautious with the wiring here because unlike the stuff that I've put in, when I turn the switch off, I don't really know if it's actually off. You know, it could be reverse polarity or who knows what the heck. Oh, well, that's great. Okay, that's working. Let's see what we've got up here. I probably should have got out the better ladder for this because this is it's probably going to be a relatively long project. Alright, so the electrical appears to be over there. I think as far as over here is concerned, we just undo the screws and it should come right off. Now, something that's confusing to me is that over there, I don't know if this will pick up on the video, but you can see there's a box on the end which you can see from below, which I don't like. And none of the other 3 tracks have that. I don't see how these 3 could be connected to each other. I feel like that's independent of the other 3, but I don't know because these are not low voltage lights, so there shouldn't be a transformer or anything like that. But we need to arrange this such that we don't see that. Now, that's probably going to entail changing the way this is set up. So there's a wire that's running across in here. Right now it's got 2 boards, and this was installed at the time of build because this board matches this perfectly, so it must have been I suppose it could have been stained afterwards, but it probably was put in at the time of building. It actually looks like just scrap pieces of the trim, and the track is sitting on that, which is putting it above the threshold. If this was sitting on here, we probably wouldn't see that box. Now, I think that we're going to have that box with the new track because I think that box is the input. I think the box is this. So maybe we should open this up first and try to understand the way this works. Because if this can be turned upside down, then that problem goes away and it can just go right back the way it is now. Oh no, my pocket's live. It's an interesting package. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this before. It's like plastic film on there. Alright, so here's our wire-in piece, or whatever it's called. Oh, well, that's nice. I didn't know that opens from the back. Okay, so it says no, that definitely does not turn upside down. No way. Heck purpose does that serve? Okay. 20 amps. Wow, that's interesting. This was made recently, 8/20/24. So this must be where the connections reside. Yeah, we could read the manual there, but why not just try to figure it out? Okay, so there's our connections. That looks easy enough, but how the heck does the wire get in there? Okay, so this is a knockout here. Are you telling me that you're supposed to put the wire in through here and then the individual pieces jam through that little hole? That's gotta come out. That's stupid if that's the way it is. No, it doesn't seem like it would come out. The instruction manual does not show it coming out. Well, that's really kind of a stupid design. It looks like this bottom part should come off. Of course, the screw has been taped over, so we can't access it. I'm going to defeat that and access it anyways. Quite frankly, I would be more content, and this is technically wrong, I would be more content stapling the wire on a floor or on the beam there, feeding it in and just covering it like this. I don't see why we need all this nonsense. And this is only plastic, so if something goes wrong, you know, it's not really gonna hold anything. This is not, you can't turn it upside down because I believe it has to slip into the track in a certain direction. Yeah, this has to go like this. It cannot go like this because this is the grounding on the bottom. So it has to go like this. That makes a nice tight connection. Hope so. If it's running 20 amps through there. And then I guess this screws down like this, and that locks it in place. Okay. So then, if this is all assembled, this would be like this. And then, let's see. Yeah, that's what it says to do, is use that knockout. I think that's crazy. Well, we're gonna have to account for it being like that. I think that's very dumb. It would have been nice if it was on the bottom. Okay, well, we'll have to adjust the way that we set it up on the ceiling then, because we have to account for an extra inch or so. Well, let's get the old one off and let's see how we can potentially set this up. Now we're going to repurpose some of this track. I have two Juno fixtures that we can use downstairs for the displays. So we're not going to discard this track. But most of what I will need for downstairs is also going to be H-track. It's not particularly expensive, so it's got that going for it at least. This, of course, would have been easier to do during the daytime, but I had other things to do today. Just trying to think how to do it. We could very easily just put it on the beam itself, and that would be fine. It just wouldn't be centered. I don't know if that's going to matter aesthetically or not. Probably not, but I don't know. I guess it probably is fine to use this ladder because I'm going to have to moving it up and down the thing the whole time anyways, so I guess this makes sense. Really? The electrical box is just floating there with a loose cover. I am not surprised in the slightest. As I said earlier in the video, I don't have high expectations for the electrical quality in this room, or really anywhere else in this house that I haven't worked. Unfortunately, this room was a throw together, probably a freebie by someone that the previous owners knew, and it's a beautiful space, but it's not built correctly at all. So here's where the power comes from. Oh my gosh. So this is not even attached. Nobody could be bothered to go get an extra set of screws. Okay, I think I understand how this works now, because I've seen this wire downstairs in the garage and I could never make sense of what it goes to, but I bet this is what feeds to the switch. No, I'm gonna guess without looking at it. I'm gonna guess this is the high side and this is the switch. You know, actually, this, aside from the missing screws, this looks like it was done halfway reasonably. Yeah, so this, I think my theory is correct. These are all, yeah, they're all on there. So we have a 14.3 that's probably switched, and then we have a 14.2 which is probably live. Where's that little thingy here? Well, I guess I have no idea how this is working because there's no power in here at all. I know that these two, this row and that row, can be controlled independently, so I really don't think that it's a loop to the other one, but then this does go, seems to go all the way over to there, so unless, does it just go there and come back? No, that's that. Okay, it's a tad dusty up here. I should probably give this a good cleaning before we reinstall the track. Well, you know, I really have no idea how this works. I just don't know. The fact that there's nothing live here is confusing to me, because why is there so much wire if it's just, it runs from a switch to feed a light socket or a light set? This one, this other wire running over to this other side is probably just for the other track. That would make sense. What I don't understand is, why do we have this 14.3 involved if this is also switched? Because I know that these two were able to be operated independently. It seems like this wire is in decent condition still. That's good. I don't know how old that wire is. It looks like UF wire to me. This dusty wire is from, oh my gosh. Now see, look at this. There's a sharp nail right here. That's a fire hazard. This should be BX in here. I don't know when this is from. It doesn't say. Well, I'm sure it says it's just I'm not at the right spot in the wire. it doesn't really matter. I'm just kind of curious to see. It says May 2006. So the room. I don't know when this room was built. That's why I was curious to see when it was from. All right. Well. Okay. That's so dumb. Okay, let's get this disconnected and go from there. This is this dated? 2005. So quite possible. I should get the ceiling fan out and see when the ceiling fan was dated. Quite possibly this was built at some time in the early to mid 2000s then. That I don't like. That should be hooked. Like, that doesn't make sense to me why there's nothing live up here anymore, but let's say it's not. Well, we don't really need that screw anymore anyways, I guess. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to do a full removal of this, clean this place out, and then run new BX cable. Just because there's all these trim nails sticking out in here that could very easily cut through the wire jacket. Alright, so now for the curiosity part, which is, will this be visible? Let's just stick this up there and see what it looks like. Safety first. Alright, let's see if we can not break anything as I get this up here. This is going to run the majority of the width of the beams. It will just barely fit without cutting it. That's an eye hazard. That's an electrical hazard. Okay, so if this is like this, you're gonna see that piece from down below, which I don't want to do. I don't want to see that. Yeah, it's totally gonna be visible. So I think what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to remove those pieces that are going across, those wood pieces, and then set the track down to be level with the actual structural part of this beam, which we're bound by this here. So we're going to have to probably cut some pieces of wood and prop it up in a few spots. So not difficult, but this is definitely going to take a little bit more time than I thought, because we got to do some cleanup, we got to do some rewiring, and we got to add some structural support. So let's get this back down. Let's see how many marks we can make on the ceiling during this process. Oh, there's the wire clippings. Yeah, having this sitting in there with all those wires, those nails sticking out, to me is insanity. I'm not putting it back like that. No way. What else we got in here? Got a bunch of screws in here. More pieces of wire. Okay. Everything else we can vacuum out. This has probably never been cleaned since this room was built. Dang it, I hate when that happens. I should just stick some those little felt pads on the top of this instead of playing with this rag every time. You know, I bet that traffic signal bulb would work good in droplets because the filament seems to be so sturdy. Oh man, it's dusty up here. Quality you can see. Yeah, I don't see any quality here. We're gonna see quality when I'm done with this, but I'm not seeing any right now. Wow. Holy cow, look at that. Look at the way that wire is sitting. Unbelievable. That's right in there with those those spike grips for the wood. Flipping ridiculous, people. Use BX when you got stuff like that going on. Yeah, I have to rerun these wires with BX. I can't in good conscience put it back like that. make sure we preserve the logic of this because I don't know how this works. So we just want to disconnect. It looks like this is this track, and then this is the other track in this proximity. So all the commons just go together as one would expect. That's a halfway reasonable connection. Actually, that's pretty respectable. So take this out, and we'll take this out. And we'll leave these two together because I don't understand how this works. And then, so in this case, let's see, this switched. So these two lights here are connected to the high side of this. So it is it conceivable? So this is going somewhere else. What would make sense to me here is this is our high side from the breaker box, and then this 14.3 goes down to the switch, and then this is our switched high side. Why then is this not live? That's what I don't understand. Well, let's get this. Actually, all these connections are respectable so far anyways. Let's get this off of here. And I really want to see if I can figure this out. I don't like to have wiring I don't understand in the house. Yeah, that's respectable too. Well, this electrician got something important correct, but I still can't fathom putting an unarmored cable where you have nails sticking out. That's ridiculous to me. And the box actually is not grounded either, so that's no good. And the grounding screw was here, so I bet maybe the grounding screw got dropped and he said, ah, screw it, and just kept going. Unless that screw fell out of the lights, I don't know. Maybe there's no grounding screw at all. Oh, we'll fix that. Okay, so that's disconnected. This obviously goes together, but we gotta tack one of these onto the box. I'm gonna put that back. Okay. This connector is all loose on the box here. So actually this is, aside from the connections being nice, the rest of the work here is very shoddy, which is exactly what I would have expected. Okay, so now we've got that off. I'm going to turn the switch. First, I'm going to come back here with the electrical checker again. I want to see if we can determine if any part of this is live. I didn't think that it was when we tested before, but let's check it again, because it really would make sense if some of it was. That doesn't make sense. All right. The camera just overheated. I might have to drop it back down to 1080p. I have it on 4K, not because we need 4K, but because the viewing angle is a little wider. All right, so let's turn this on now. And let's see what we have. Let's see if we can make any sense of this. So everything became live. Yep, I have officially no clue how this works. Not a clue. You know what? I'm not even going to bother with it. It'll just be a mystery. I'd like to know, just for the curiosity, but it doesn't matter. I don't intend to rerun this because the wire is not it's not degraded, so I'm just going to leave it. But I will replace this part that needs to be BX for safety purposes. You know, if I'm going to take the time to rewire it, I should really stick an outlet somewhere up here. It's not going to fit, though. I don't even think a 2-inch handy box would fit in there. Just thinking about for the Christmas lights, but I'll leave it alone. Would be nice to have, but it's a non-essential, and this drop light is breaking. Just a stupid DEO bulb came loose. Really wish I had an understanding of how this wiring in here works, but I just don't. It comes by no surprise to me. I figured something would be weird about it. See, on this track, the connection's on the bottom. That's what I wanted. but that's not what the Home Depot had. Probably could have got a different one on the Amazon, but I just really don't trust the electrical stuff from there. And you really never know. You're buying stuff that's super cheap from brands you've never heard of, and with reviews that are censored and deleted and manipulated and fake. How do you trust the product? And I feel like the stuff that's at the Home Depot, not that it's all good quality, but at least it's got to meet some reasonable standard. You know, that's like a store that a contractor would shop at, and I just feel like anything you pick off the shelf has to be at least electrically sound. I don't feel that way about the stuff that's for sale on Amazon. It's amazing how much hotter it is up there compared to on the ground level. And that's what it was even with the fan on medium. It was still not pushing all the heat back down. Of course, having it on high is counterintuitive because then there's a draft, and then it has a chilling effect. That screw was put in way too tight. Once I get this vacuumed and all the dust is gone, I'm going to have to put a fan on, a portable fan. I'm sweating and the camera is overheating. There's miscellaneous screws, a rubber band in this one. That's been up here for a long time. There's plaster in here. Dang it. I wonder what this is for. It's kind of weird. It's almost as if there's supposed to be something going across here too. Actually, it would be kind of cool to mount the light and another fan on, but Okay, now we can vacuum it out. We'll use this Auric vacuum because I think Auric makes a good vacuum. Okay, that was not good. And that can be catastrophic. You know what would be better for this is the vacuum with the garage vacuum with a very long hose. Because trying to hold this, it has the shoulder strap, but the hose is not long enough to reach if I was to use the shoulder strap. I'm gonna get the other vacuum instead. That'll work better. I guess that doesn't work anymore. Okay, we'll use this vacuum with this hose, and we need this little thing to go with it. Let's see if I can do this in one shot here. Yeah, I think so. Why are there two hoses? I only wanted one. We don't need that one. Of course, when the camera's not on, this works a lot better. Alright, now it's actually clean enough to work up there. And I'm getting tired of that towel falling off there. Let's see if I have any... I think I have some of those felt things here in the kitchen. Well, it's seeming that I do not. Oh well, I'll just have to keep dealing with the towel. That's fine. Alright, so now we have a clean working area, or a cleaner working area. It's nowhere near as clean as I would have liked it to be, but it's clean enough. It's not like we eat up there or anything. So I guess the first thing we got to do now is, let's see, we should try to fit the track. We'll run the wire afterwards. I came with some hardware, but I think that we'll probably just use regular old screws. This is for mounting on like a ceiling and drywall. I think track lighting is actually pretty cool, especially if you're doing, working with a space that's already been finished off. You got a lot of options, a lot of things you can do with track lighting. Now we have no lighting. Is this camera still recording? It is. Hopefully the angles are pretty good. I'm using the hyperview mode, which is only available in 4K. I don't like to film in 4K because it takes forever to process it through the computer. So what we'll do here is probably tack the wire along here, and we'll put the track kind of in line with this, I think. The easier thing to do, which does not mean it's better, the easier thing to do would be to just put the track on one of these two beams, but I think since the things are going to face different directions, if it's not in the center, it's going to look asymmetrical. So I think that it's going to be worth a little bit of extra time to get it in the center. I really don't know what this is. I don't want to take it out because I doubt it's structural, but I don't know. It's kind of annoying because I'd like to just drill it through there to put the wires in, but I don't know what purpose that thing serves. Yeah, so if we do it like that, and we take that stupid box and just kind of push it over as far as we can, I think that's fine. I mean, that's the best we're going to get. So then what we'll have to do after that is we'll have to get pieces of wood at every screw point and just kind of bring this up a little bit, ultimately to in line with that. Okay. Yeah, this would be so much easier, but I don't think that's the right way to do it. I think that a 2x4 should be able to slip in here. I hope. We'll just cut some pieces of 2x4 to be the right length. Let's get some 2x4. You can get a saw, and I'll get that junky blue stool. I think the junky blue stool is downstairs. Now the light bulb burned out, and I'll have to change that. Apparently, there's the junky blue stool. A light bulb change out video is a hot topic right now. Several of them have gotten a lot of views. So, gladly do another one. I gotta do it anyways. I want to use this saw that I think is inside this drawer. Here it is. And then I know I have this here. We can use this piece. Let's see if I have any smaller ones though, because I actually used this one for something else. Okay, might be able to get one piece out of that and use that up. We got one here. That's probably too small. Oh, we don't have much to work with. That's not good. That's probably too small. Huh. Okay, well, if it came down to it, I could use a 1x1, so there's at least two pieces. That's probably 4 pieces right there. That's at least another 2 or 3. And then here's another one. Yeah, it's really not necessary to use a whole 2x4. The 1x1 or whatever the heck this is, with those stupid dimensions don't actually match what it is. This would be sufficient. I'll have to come back in here to get some wires soon. So we're down to 8 o'clock now. Probably can go for another hour maybe, and then I'll have to take a break to go to sleep. So this is definitely going to be a multiple part series. We're only going to maybe get this one row done tonight. Oh man. Huh, is this gonna be right in half? Huh. That's probably close enough that we could just use it. Where's the track? Is the track still up there? It is. Okay, so what we need to do is now stick this down here like this. I guess I need to get the chop saw to do this straight, because otherwise it's going to be a little bit... No, I gotta do this correctly. Well, let me just check the height and I'll just cut them all in the garage. That's cool. Alright, so this one is the correct... This is the correct height. And if this was just here like this... And this was over here like this, I think that's pretty reasonable. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So that's what we'll do. And I'll just have to, I guess I'll drill a hole through this and I'll screw it into the, I'll just screw it into the beam there, wherever it would meet. Okay, that's gonna be pretty easy. So there's one hole, two, oh, only 3 per unit. Okay. So we just need 6 of these pieces. So I got this saw on the junky stool out for nothing. I'd much rather use the 2x4. I feel like it's just gonna make it sturdier, but I guess it wouldn't. As long as we screw it in place well enough, it shouldn't matter. You know, someone told me you can stick a vacuum on this. I don't know if it'll fit, but I want to try. Because that would definitely reduce the mess. Where's the battery at? It's 22%. I think this is a good time to change it. Change out the battery. Let's see if we have the right size hose. Get this box out of the way. Actually, this box is the rest of the lights. It showed up today. Unbelievable. Okay, let's see what we got here. That's a whole separate video in and of itself. Yeah, it's not quite the right size. Okay, that's cool. It's a little bit kinked. Well, I hope that reduces the mess a little bit. I don't remember which one we said was the correct height. I think we said it was this one. We're just gonna have to go recheck it. Is this one? This is the one that's the right size. Okay. This pencil sharpener stinks. This ain't no Panasonic, that's for sure. Doesn't have auto stop either, see how it just kept taking the pencil in? I thought this was relatively old because it had the wood grain front, kind of looked nice, but it does not work very well at all. This is fine, it's good enough here for the garage. I don't do that much writing in the garage. Though ironically, using pencils like this wears through them faster than writing does. Okay, the floor is wet, that's nice. Alright, so we need one there. And this does not have to be exact. It really won't matter. The track has enough flex to it that if it's 1 or 2 mil off, it's not a problem. Actually, scratch that. I want to move it up a little bit. I want to get a fresh cut on the end. I think we can fix this easily. Just do it like this. I want to start with a fresh flat cut. I don't want anything weird about it. Alright, so we'll get 4 out of this one. And we just need 2 more out of this one. Oh no. I think it was use this side. That should be all that we need. Less stuffs than usual. that actually works pretty good. There's still some dust floating around, but definitely captured most of it. I don't see any in the air. Usually you just get dust everywhere, but that's good. I'd do that again for sure. Okay, so here's our little mounting pieces. So now we're going to need to drill some holes in these. So that when this goes... Hello.
Hey, Jordan.
Hey, Rick.
How you doing?
All right, how are you?
Good. You take the Jeep out today?
Yeah, it worked fine.
With water in it?
Yeah, it's fine as long as it's not below freezing out.
Well, hopefully it won't be below freezing tomorrow.
No, well, I mean, I could drive it. It's just you can't let it sit, off when it's below freezing.
Yeah, that is true. What time we going in the morning?
Pretty much any time is fine with me. I have to be back here by 11 o'clock. I have a meeting at work on the phone. So as long as we're back here by 10:30, any time is fine.
How about we head up at 8:30?
Yeah, that works for me.
Did you want me to follow you in case you have an issue?
I think it'll be totally fine. I'm not worried about it.
Well, want me just meet you up there at 8:30?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, I will see you up there around 8:30 then.
Okay.
Okay, Jordan. Bye.
Bye. Oh, I have no idea where we were. The holes. Okay, so if this is going to sit like that, we'll want to drill a hole kind of like that so we can just screw it into the beam, and then we'll use probably can we use maybe 2-inch screws? We don't have to go far. Although, let's see what I have in terms of quantity. I don't know if I have more 2-inch or 3 inches. Let's see here. I just cleaned this up so this is nice and clean. Now I can actually see what's here. So I have plenty of 3-inch. That's kind of weird. So we could use these screws and kind of go on a diagonal like that. I think that's going to be our best option. Yeah, I'll try to go like this, kind of at an angle like that. Let's see. I'll practice on one of the ones that's not the right size. Like this one. We don't need this one. Oh, that's what I was going to move this. I'm going to go flying over this. Well, we'll need, what, 5 more of these? Actually, those gotta go upstairs. Take out these screws and put these in there instead. Now the screws are where they need to go, and the batteries are going where they need to go. Almost have a clean workspace here. We're very close. This fuse fell out of something. it is still good, so I have a feeling that something's not going to work next Christmas, and that's going to be the problem. No, use this one. Oh, I better write that down. I need some paper. Where's the drill bit? I guess I didn't get it out yet. So we want to use one that's big enough for the screw to spin freely inside the wood. This one looks to be a good size for this. And what we're going to do is we'll just go in here like this. Yeah, that's really going to work. Dang it, I gotta get up early tomorrow. I don't think I'm gonna be able to finish this tonight. Okay. Probably don't even need to screw this long. But what I'm concerned about is actually splitting the beam. Maybe we'll drop down to 2-inch. Or I could drill a hole, that's the other option. I could drill a hole and make a mess in there that I just cleaned it up. Three-inch, 4-inch, that's going in the wrong direction. Got nails and staples. 3-inch. Fairly certain that I have some 2-inch. I only need 5 of them. I gotta be able to find 5 of them. That's way too long. 1-inch. I think that there might be 2-inch below this. Yep, 2-inch. Sure is nice to have an organized workspace. That's a little bit too short. I need 2.5, but I don't have 2.5. Well, what I can do I can enlarge this a little bit at the top. So that the screw sits down in there a little bit further. That's a good length, I think. Alright, we're going to do that. This is two different types of wood. This wood is very hard. This must be pine. It's much softer. There's one other thing we have to test, and that is, can we screw into the tops of one of these using something like this and not split the wood? I think that we should be able to, but I want to confirm. Yep, it would seem likely. These are some pretty serious screws. Don't need to use those in this case. I think that drilling made more dust than the sawing did. Every time it's windy, all these stinking leaves pile up in the doorway and then they keep coming in the house. I almost fall down the stairs all the time. It's pathetic. Okay, here's our batteries, and here's my information. Which I am going to put next to my alarm clock. Otherwise, it won't happen. Okay, so now I gotta position the track where I want it, and then we'll just put in one of these first to see how it fits, and go from there. Because this might not work. I don't know. This is the first attempt. Hopefully not of many, but sometimes that's what happens. Alright, so I want to put the track over to, this is irrelevant, I want to put the track over to the left as far as possible so that I can have some space here to work with the box. Or I guess I can just put the box! It'd be a stinking sheep. I guess we'll have to put the box in first. So I'll have to do the wiring before we secure this, but I can still test this and figure out where this should reside. So there's a hole in it right there. I'll leave an inch, and then there's the piece. It's sitting in there at a very odd angle. That's not what I had hoped for. But I guess it doesn't matter. It's there and it's solid. So if we stick this hole on there, that's pretty much in the center. I just have to make sure that the track doesn't move at all. And the second hole, no, I'm going to change it. If I move it over, oh, no, I can't say. If I move it over an inch, I get it on there, but it's not enough space, not enough clearance. Alright. Yeah, this is plenty sturdy. I think that'll be fine. If it wasn't for that wiring, I would definitely be able to finish this tonight, but it's going to take a little bit of time to route that through there and make those connections. We'll have to see. Okay, so here's the hole in this one. This goes pretty much right up against the thing here. Okay, that's good and sturdy. And one more. Alright, so now if the track is sitting on top of here, will we see that box? That's where it's going to sit, right in the middle. And I think the answer is no, which is what we wanted. Nope, not visible. Perfect. Okay, so that's how we're going to do that. I'll get the other charge we got in this thing. 38%. I'm going to do the rest of this and I'll change the battery out. Get some wire. See if the other battery is cool enough to recharge it. It is. Oh, actually I had to turn this around because we want the connector to be on the other end now. Yes, it will take more wire to do it this way, but I would be bothered by the connectors not being on the same side, just from how I know it's set up configuration. That's kind of psychotic, but that's just the way it is. Alright, let's get those little pieces installed. We'll set this, about an inch away from there. Doesn't really matter. I will need the screwdriver as well. Alright, the first hole is going to be over here, just about in line with that. That's kind of convenient. Splinter is causing a problem. Okay. Oh, the track is stuck. Not good. I suppose it would make more sense to set it down like this, and we can actually see where the holes are. Well, in this case, if we move that over like that, then we can actually use that piece right there. So I'm going to move this. Well, if we have it like that, I can probably get the screw in. And like that, I can probably get the screw in as well. I'll just move it over a little bit. This is a permanent thing here. There's no point in doing something flaky. Just spend an extra 45 seconds to do it correctly. It seems like it's just, yeah, it's totally not sitting in there correctly. Okay. So now that's centered on there. This one will grab that, and so then we just have to do one more on the other side. Oh, this is going to be a fun angle to work at. This one needs to go right about here. It moved. I can't see where it was lined up to now. This is a terrible angle. Good lighting angle, but that's about it. There we go. Alright, all the mounts on this side are installed. Now we got to get some power set up. I think it's probably time to change the battery. Yep, 16%. Alright, so in terms of power, we're going to need an additional connector thingy there. We'll need 2 for the track, so we'll need 3 connectors. And actually I gotta see what I have in terms of wire. I should have the wire on hand. Okay, wire. That is some there, but I don't think that's the piece I want to use. I think that this no, this is 14.3. We don't need that. Don't need 3. We need 14.2. Here we go, 14.2. So we use this because this, if it's up against a screw, it does not matter. Okay, so we're gonna need, oh, this is where I get to go over to this fancy little thing that I put in over here. We're gonna need some connectors. Oh, this is great, I like this. 3 connectors. Need a handful of these. I don't really know how many. Actually, do we need any of these? No, actually we don't need any of those. And the anti-short bushings, we'll need 4 of those. And we'll need a grounding screw. And I need 2 screws to shut the box. Those I don't know if I have on hand. I think that these might work, so we'll bring that upstairs too. Okay, we'll need the BX cutter. I think I have wire strippers up there already. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this actually might go quick. This is simple. Famous last words. Need my 9s and this. That should be everything that we need for this project. Yeah. What time is it? 9 o'clock. Can't really push this past 10. Stinking piece of sawdust in there. Okay, so we need 2 pieces. One very short piece, which actually we could have reused the Romex, but for a short piece. No, we couldn't have, because there's pieces over there that are sharp. Okay. This is metric, 90 centimeters. I like that. I want to make sure I get a really good picture of why we could not reuse the Romex, because it's very legitimate. It's not just because I like BX better. We really cannot use it in this case. And I think it's kind of insane that it was used in the first place. So right there we have very sharp pieces of metal there, and we have trim nails sticking out all over the place. All that can just slice right through the sheathing of, or the shielding of, a Romex wire, and that's no good. This, on the other hand, it will not cut through. So that's why we're going to use this. This is much safer, and it's absolutely crazy to me that it was done that way. But then again, it really shouldn't be any surprise considering what types of things were done in this house before I owned it. That might be enough. Actually, that might be too much. I just need to be able to get this. Let's go with maybe another 30 centimeters or so. Just to have a little bit of extra slack. Make it easier to work. Alright, that's good. Don't want to waste wire either because wire is expensive. Okay. So now, come over here, and we'll say this needs to go about to here. And that should be enough. Even this BX is not what it used to be. The old steel stuff, you couldn't just bend it like that. Oh, dang it, I forgot the staples. This we need to cut to a very specific length. Well, that's not entirely true. We could do it afterwards, but why do it twice? I think that needs a new blade. I always like to flare it back a little bit like that just in case the anti-sharp bushing doesn't do its job right for some reason. I wish I had to grab those little scissors too. I forgot about cutting this piece of plastic off. Let's see, this has to be unscrewed. This is dumb. The break-offs are stronger than the whole wall of this thing. It's all flimsy and flexing. Stupid. Wow, that's pathetic. Whatever. What an odd design. I don't like it. Now those terminals are easy to work with, but I still just don't understand this whole little tiny wire hole thing there and whatnot. Alright, so that's the first track connector connected. I guess I should put this, I'll put this on first, or I'll tack the wire on, no. I'll put the track up there, see approximately where it's going to sit, and then I'll put this piece, you know, kind of where it wants to sit correctly in terms of getting the kinks out of the wire and so forth. I'll staple down the wire, and then I'll secure the track. I think that's the best order of operations here. It doesn't seem like it's not going on right because it got all bent because it's so flimsy. You know, this is metal and this is plastic. This is where it should be metal. Who the heck designs this stuff? And probably people that don't use electricity. Well, don't know how to work with it anyways. I'm sure the person that designs this uses electricity. I don't think it's sure it's designed on a computer. Alright. Maybe if it wasn't designed on a computer, it would be done correctly. You know, if someone's brain actually designs it. Probably this was designed by stupid AI or whatever. Can't stand all that stuff. Okay, I need some wire staples. This should not be sitting on the carpet. That's a fire hazard. Get out of here. What did I come in here for? Staples. I don't think I put the staples over in here. Because it wouldn't make sense, because I usually need a large quantity of them. It's easier just to grab the whole jug. That's staples, but I don't like that kind. Here we go. We use this vintage hammer. Well, actually, this is nowhere near as old as the other one that I have. And it's like fall all over again, except it's in the house. You might need to use a good number of staples because I don't want this to pull up at all to be able to see it. Oh. Okay. I get a 0 on that one. Alright, so this needs to not be underneath that. Oh man, I'm making a mess on the stinking ceiling. I actually need a little bit more. Might need a little bit more slack. No, that'll be okay. The track is going to sit something like that. If we have to go back or forward a little bit, that's fine. Can we loop it like that? I don't think that I can make that much of a bend in this. So I'm only going to bend about that much. I guess I need to put the track up here as well and see exactly where it's got to sit. That's probably like the only downfall I can think of to the BX is that sometimes you can't make really sharp bends with it. Not that it's really good practice to do that anyways. It's going to sit approximately like this. So I think the best way to make the bend is to put it down. Let it go like this. I think that's our best bet. That ends up there like that. And I have to give it as much slack as I can to be able to come back and plug in. Alright, I think I understand what we gotta do now. That gives us enough flexibility to be able to pull this back and connect it. And if this wire is up against a nail or something like that, it doesn't matter, because it's not going to cut through the insulation. I cannot believe that was done with Romex. That is outrageous. Yeah, there should be enough clearance for that to just quietly slip under there like that. Okay, works for me. I think we should secure that track and get that one 100% correct before I tack it down on this side, just in case I have to move it. I don't see why I would, but some kind of splinter or something on my shirt now. And this is still plenty long. That's good. Alright, so let's I guess we should connect that piece first, the electrical part, and then secure the track down. It's probably going to be easiest. And it would also be a lot easier to work on this side in this case. Come on, light. What is going on with you? Something's wrong here. The track is all like screwed up. Oh, this is not good. Wow. What is wrong? Something's totally screwed up here. What? This is confusing. What is the problem? That's fine. It's like bulging out and not, oh shoot. It's all like bulging out and not sitting in there properly at all. I don't know what's wrong here, but something is not correct at all. I thought this angle was better, but I can't get my head on there because it's too close to the ceiling. I don't know what's wrong with this. It was fitting fine a few minutes ago. hope the track didn't break or something. I don't get it. Unless is that just how it sits? I find that hard to believe. I don't know. I'm very confused as to why this is like that. I don't know what changed. This is baffling to me. It doesn't even look like the right piece anymore. Like it's that far off. It doesn't even look like it's the right piece. Let me open up another one here and see if this fits on correctly. I know it's the right piece. It was fitting on correctly before. I think the way I opened it last time was better. I am just so confused right now. Ow. Arm keeps cramping up. Can only work in these awkward angles for so long before it starts to become a problem. Alright, so this is a whole different, well, it's the same exact piece, but this is a new one. Does it fit on the same way? Kind of. It is bulging a little bit. It's not anywhere as near as bad, but I guess that's just the way it is. I don't know. Seems a little odd to me, but maybe that's how it works. I don't know track lighting enough to be able to say, but I guess we'll just go with it. And unless it doesn't work, we'll just say that's the way it is. It's not the way I'd prefer it to be, but I think that's just the way it is. I don't know, that just doesn't seem right to me. Whatever. Seems odd to me. This light is starting to cause so many problems. Sitting up here just fine earlier. What's the problem now? You're kidding. This is not usable. This wood is just splits. Oh no. I'm gonna have to rearrange the whole layout of this if I can't. I have to push it over like an inch or two and then redo all these little thingies if I can't screw into this. Oh no. I don't like doing this crooked, but let's see if that'll work. It's working for the moment. It's getting very difficult to thread the screw, and I'm not going to be able to at this angle. Wow, I think the screw's going to break. I don't think I can get it in all the way. What the heck kind of stupid piece of wood is that? This screw is gonna snap, I think. Really? This is gonna be our problem? Nope. Shoot. I think this is a 1.5 inch. I can try a 1 inch. Why does it have to be like that? That is so obnoxious. I'll try, well, I'll see what I got that's smaller than this. Wow. Not hot in the room, but when you're up at the ceiling. Oh no, this is breaking. The camera mount is breaking. I'm fixing the camera mount. Okay, I fixed it. Alright, maybe a 1 inch I can get in. I don't know why that wood is so difficult. I don't think I can get a 1 inch. Do I have something even smaller? Got that. That might work, but that's not really the right type of screw for this. How about a 7? What a stupid 7/16. Wish we had metric here. You know, I might, this might be the answer. I think that's going to be the answer. If that's not the answer, then it's going to be one of these. I don't really have much in between these two, although they're quite a bit different. I think I'm just going to go with the small one. That is fitting in there so tight. I mean, if 2 or 3 threads grab it, it's not going to come out. I don't know why it's like this. I find this very stupid. It's grabbing nothing at all now. Must be missing the hole. What the heck is going on here? It's like it's getting tight, but the track isn't getting any tighter. It's not wobbly like that over there. Why is it wobbly over here? Okay, that's not going to work for reasons I don't understand. Okay, next attempt will be, let's get a 3 or 4 inch screw and just go down to the bottom. It's got to be just a hair longer than the length of the screwdriver. I expected a handful of problems during this project. This was not one of them. This was definitely not one of them. We're approaching 10 o'clock. I'm not going to even get one of them up tonight. Well, that's fine. Sometimes things take longer than expected. Yeah, that's gonna be one of those big. I think I have 4" in here somewhere. Yeah, here we go. See if this is long enough. That's just a hair too short. Oh man, I need like a 4.5. Well, I guess what I'll do is I'll just use one of those I'll just chip that thing away and use one of the one of those. Just take a little chisel to it and get rid of the tip of it. I don't think it's going to take much to break it off. I think I should have some chisels in here. Yeah, I suppose you could probably drill a hole anywhere in that track and screw it in anywhere. Of course, it's a 1/8 of a millimeter over too far to actually get rid of it. This is went from going pretty well to getting a little annoying. I really wish I could just move this out of the way, and I can't. Nope, this won't chisel off. What the heck wood is this? I have to drill a new hole in this track, move it over a few inches, and put that other piece in. That's what I'm gonna do. a pain in the neck. I'll mount this truck, and that's gonna have to be our stopping point for tonight. I can't go any further. come on. Okay, there we go. That was a little ridiculous. I don't know why that was so difficult. That should have been simple. Alright, 1 of 4 completed. That's a very close fit. Okay, so we're not going to be able to power this on tonight, but I will at least go grab a couple of the fixtures and we'll stick them in so we can see what it will look like and at least get some enjoyment out of this project thus far. This is going to end up being probably 4 parts, because this is a long, it's just time consuming. Nothing is difficult here, it's just time consuming. Well, that was difficult for some reason, but it shouldn't have been. Don't have bulbs for these yet. For now, we'll just use the existing 39 watts. I would say that's quite the improvement. That's the problem here. I did check this on the ground and it worked. Now it doesn't seem like it wants to work. I don't know why it's not lined up right or whatever the problem is. No, that's not right. Why is this product is just like totally falling apart right now? I'll give this another like 2 minutes and that's all I can spend on this tonight. It doesn't look like it would be direction specific. I really don't see what's going wrong. I don't get it. It looks like it's lined up properly. Did this just break? I don't understand what the problem is now. It's like it's totally the wrong track now. I had this in there yesterday and it was fine. So why all of a sudden today does it not fit? I'm gonna have to look at this on the ground. I don't understand what the problem is. Alright, I'm done with this for today. I'll have to revisit tomorrow or whenever I get time. Just open up another piece of track and it 100% fits. So I have no idea what's going on and I'm just going to revisit it another day.